Hello everyone. I don't want to delay, so put your finger up and enjoy watching. The majestic temple stretches along the mountain for many kilometers. Hall of the 100th Step. Thousands of people gathered to witness the fight. They waited patiently, and all their attention was focused on the stage in the center. The instigator rises to the arena. A voice exclaimed, and the crowd froze. Silhouettes appeared on the stairs leading to the stage. Lingxiao Temple. Fan Lingxiao. I was heading straight for the stage. It's finally happened. If I win, I will become one of the strongest in the league. Justice will be done soon. After climbing into the arena, the master of the Hongman school was already waiting for us. Hong Yuan. Instigator, he said, tell me your name. Folding my arms in a fighting stance, I identified myself. I am a master from Lingxiao Temple. Fan Lingxiao. The students behind me were outraged. How dare you not know about us? Brother, don't interfere. The girl interrupted him. The crowd in the stands was also chatting. Fan Lingxiao. Who is he? You don't know? He's a young talent. Many schools have already lost to him. Wow. At such a young age and so strong? I, on the other hand, began to summon my spirit. Master Hong. Let's start before the sun sets. The call. My body has thrown out tons of energy and steam. And out of it came my pet. The crowd on the podium continued. That's because he raised an invincible pet. Kun. A water-type monster. Huge Kun. An incredibly large catfish hovered in the sky, blocking the sun. Looking at this, my opponent said. So you are this upstart fish farmer that everyone is talking about. You really are a master. The opinion of the students was divided. What? Did he say that we are fish farmers? They spoke alone. Isn't that cute? Others said. Well, I'm not so bad. The opponent continued. And he called his pet. A beast-type monster. A destructive monkey. A giant gorilla appeared in the arena. Screaming furiously, she pounced on my catfish. Wow, it looks like Master Hong is still the best. His martial art is at the highest level. The audience spoke. Is this normal? One of the students was worried. But her brother reassured her. Don't worry, the conditions have already been met. He stood with his arms crossed unwaveringly over his chest. What? Have the conditions for evolution already been met? At that very moment, I was already performing the actions of evolution, and I was talking. I'm not arrogant. Although I challenged you. Confidence is natural. This trump card was specially made for you. By directing the sphere of energy directly at his pet, the reaction was immediate. Covered with steam, a completely new blue catfish like the night sky was formed. Incomprehensible Kun. Now the monkey was no match for him. In one motion, he bit her so that it seemed he would devour her on the spot. Even my opponent, Master Hong, was shocked. What? Has this guy really reached the evolutionary form of his pet? But how is this possible? The crowd cheered. Wow. An evolutionary form. Who the hell is Fan Lingxiao? But only the students noticed. Something's wrong. Cracks formed all over the catfish's body. What happened? Steam poured out of the cracks, and after a few seconds, the catfish began to shed its scales. Rotten flesh became visible from the cracks formed. And after a moment, he completely shed the scales. The rotten Kun appeared. This is a failure. How did it happen? What went wrong? Such thoughts were spinning in my head. But there was no time to think. Kun turned in the direction of the audience and without my command headed straight for them. Crashing into the stands, he began to devour people. Real chaos covered the arena. People were running away in fear. I pointed my palm at my pet and commanded. Come back. But the huge catfish just looked at me and turned around and headed towards me. Didn't work? They usually dissipate immediately. What the hell? He was rushing straight at me. A hefty rotten catfish. How did it come to this? Master. My student shouted. But it was too late. I can't control it. A huge mouth opened in front of me. That's how I'm going to die. After all these efforts, just a step away from justice. Images from the past flew through my head. No. I won't give up. In the 42nd year of the 60-year cycle, the spirit caster Fan Lingxiao was swallowed by his own spirit, and that was the end of the legend's life. The sun warmed the peaks of the mountains and forest spread out in the valley. Opening my eyes, this is exactly the picture that befell me. Woke up. Am I alive? How did I get here? Approaching the river, which turned out to be very close, I washed my face. And then, looking into the reflection, I almost fainted. What the hell? Who am I? A dark-haired guy with black eyes greeted me from the reflection. Why do I look like this? We need to think about it. Getting to my feet, I began to reflect on what had happened. If you think about it, it could be a nirvana effect. Perhaps Kun has learned this effect. Nirvana ability. Passive. When the spirit caster controlling the spirit dies, he is reborn after a while in another body. When a spirit caster dies, the ability is automatically activated to preserve the caster's soul. And a year later he is reborn into another person. I think that's why I was resurrected in the body of this man. It looks like I've been dead for a year. Sadly. Oh, shit. If we had become a better school, we would have learned the truth, and all these years of hard work would not have been in vain. I angrily squeezed the sand under my hand. After all, if Kun used this skill, then he sacrificed himself and he will have to be trained from scratch. Even though I'm alive, I'll have to start all over again. That's a bummer. I remembered the last moments from my past life. What the hell happened then? The conditions of evolution have been rechecked, there should be no mistakes. Then why couldn't he evolve? Did someone really stop me? But who could it be then? No one knows the secret of Kun. Also, the question remains, who is this person in whose body I am, and why is he here? So many questions. And so few answers. There was a sound of trampling nearby and the noise of bushes. And soon the voices. There's a man there. Come here quickly. Before I could even react, a crowd of armed guards jumped out of the bushes at me. Found it. He's here. Faster. By their clothes, I quickly realized who it was. That's right, these are people from Baifu Secondary School. It's time to talk to them and find out what's going on. Respectfully folding my hands and bowing, I started to speak. You're from Baifu School, right? Do you look excited, looking for something important? But they didn't let me finish. The guy yelled like I was some kind of trash. Don't play dumb. A perverted flower collector. Tell me where you hid my lady. He wasn't joking, because his hand was on the hilt of his sword when he said it. To say that I was shocked by what I heard is to say nothing. Hid your lady? Perverted? What's happening? I tried to settle the situation. There's some misunderstanding, please listen to me. Stop talking this nonsense. It's obvious that you did it. With these words, he swung his sword in my direction, but fortunately I managed to jump away. And only a small cut decorated my clothes. Damn it. No explanation at all. Come on, a bunch of guards from Baifu is not a problem for me. Channeling the energy into my hand, I said. The call. He's going to summon the spirit. Watch out. One of the guards shouted. Calling the spirit, I was already rejoicing. It was lucky that the original owner of this body was already a summoner and had two spirits. I don't know what kind of perfume, but with my baggage of experience, it doesn't matter. It will be easy to win. Show up. A silhouette formed at my call. Oh, monster shape, great. I thought for a moment. But it was too early to rejoice. Taif. Taif. I called a pet dog. What the hell? Seeing his opponents, the dog ran to me. Clutching his leg, he began to love her. As expected from a depraved flower collector, even his pet is a depraved little dog. Oh, my god. What kind of person is such a pet? There's nothing to be afraid of, go ahead. Okay, second spirit. Don't let me down. I called the second spirit, and a vegetable species, a creeper monster, appeared at my call. Not so bad. Attack. I commanded. The monster directed its vines towards the attacking me. But for some reason it was the girl who was grabbed. Having wrapped the vines around her body like a rope, the girl was immobilized. That's just it, looked terribly perverted. Some soldiers even had nosebleeds. Damn pervert, what dirty tricks. This is unacceptable. Hitting myself in the face with the palm of my hand, I couldn't help but say. It doesn't seem normal to me either. They were grown in a very strange way. Don't panic, calm down, we need to do something. Who knows how long they will last. However, after a moment, all the vines were cut off, and my depraved dog was cut down with a stone. I expected more. Obviously, the battle was lost. I was beaten and tied up with a vine of my own spirit. Sitting already defeated, I was thinking. A complete disappointment. Why does this florist have such a weak perfume? The guard once again put his sword to my throat and shouted. Quickly tell me where you hid my lady. I already told you. This is a misunderstanding, please listen to me. Speak. The sword came even closer to my throat. Commander. We found his house. One of the guards shouted. I see an ordinary house that stood in the forest. I was brought straight to him. Is this your house? Maybe. I answered. Kicking down the door, he yelled. Search. They searched the whole house. They even looked under the paintings. Commander, we've searched the whole house, we can't find her. Phew, that's nice, I sighed with relief. For which he received a blow in the face. Nice? Well, quickly tell me where she is. At that moment, I finally exploded. Hey. Take it easy. I told you it was a misunderstanding. If I were a kidnapper, I wouldn't leave kidnapped girls in my house. They would have been easily found that way. Any normal kidnapper would have dug up a basement or something like that. But do you see a basement in this house? But suddenly a guard came running. Commander. We found the basement behind the house. What? What? I'm a corpse. Going behind the house, there really was a secret basement. Open up. When I opened the basement, I just couldn't believe my eyes. There were at least 9 girls sitting there. There are a lot of people down there. Don't be afraid, we'll get you out of here. So many girls. I thought. I was reborn into a real scumbag. Naturally, Miss Bai was also there. When she was taken out of the basement, all the guards fell to their knees. Please forgive me for being late. They were delayed. I'm caught red-handed, it's over. Do you have something to say in your defense? Or execute you right now. With these words, he unsheathed the blade and put it to my neck. Your mother. I've lived less than an hour and they're already trying to kill me. Some kind of bad joke. When suddenly, the girl in front of whom everyone knelt, commanded. Stand. What's the matter, Lady Bai? Don't kill him yet, let's take him to us. I have my own plans for him. A few hours later. Bai house. I was sitting in my cell, chained to a post, and thinking. Lady Bai didn't kill me. She brought me to her palace. Apparently she was going to torture me to death. Alas, both of my spirits are now defeated and resting, therefore they cannot be called. And they are of zero use. There's nowhere to run, they'll kill me. The cell door clicked and light flooded the room. Liu Fengman. Lady Bai wants to see you. With these words, the guard came to my cell. Naturally, no one asked for my wish. I was just taken somewhere around this huge estate. While we were walking, I wanted to question the guard. And how will she torture me? Tell me at least a little so that I am mentally ready. But the guard didn't answer me. Approaching the huge door, he said. We came. It doesn't look like a torture chamber. That's right, he replied, it's Lady Bai's quarters. Move it. The chambers? He pushed me through the door that opened. Damn, it's pitch dark. Suddenly a candle was lit and she was sitting in front of me. Lady Bai. Little pervert, have you come? Lady Bai, what can I do for you? Do you know why I kept you alive? The girl asked as calmly as possible. Smiling like a complete idiot, I began to guess. Because you are very generous. And you want to give me a chance to improve? What am I even talking about? The girl's face clouded. You pathetic kidnapper, you dare to say that to my face? It was you who tried to poison my water and then you wanted to rape me? Of course not, Lady Bai, this is a misunderstanding. Damn, it looks like she's really going to get back at me. Me Bai Liansu has never been so humiliated before. You're the first person to do this to me. Killing you would be too easy. This way my anger will not be appeased. Why don't I put you in jail forever? With these words, she channeled magical energy into her hands and summoned a pet. A huge fucking snake. She hissed behind her. She clearly didn't like me. You will be my humble slave, whom I will humiliate whenever I want. No, I'll probably refuse. I said it as if I had a choice. I was spoiled as a child, I won't be able to serve. I'm lazy, I can't cook, I can't clean, I can't do anything. What kind of slave am I? Her face contorted with anger. I'm not asking your permission here. Turning around, I headed for the exit. Lady Bai, you'd better find someone else, and I'll go. Who gave you permission? She screamed. Patting her snake on the back, she said. Xiao Bai, let's show him. After these words, a giant snake went to catch up with me. But noticing it in time, I dodged so that the snake caught only the rope binding me. I was free now. The girl watched all this and then said. If you want to leave here, ask permission first. Having dusted myself off and got rid of the remnants of the rope, I began to summon my spirits. Alright. Since I have no choice, I will have to try again. Having summoned my blockheads, I found them right in my sleep. Both of those idiotic spirits were asleep. Hey you two. I shouted loudly. Keep sleeping and we'll all die. Oddly enough, this was enough to wake them up. There is no time to prepare. I cried. This is a battle to the death. As a new master, I have no idea what you can do, so show everything you are capable of. They seemed cheered up by what I said. However, it didn't help them against the snake. Hey. You were listening to me at all. The monster vine stuck in the snake's mouth, however, she did not lose her head, wrapping vines around her mouth. The snake could not open it now. And then the monster let the vines continue all over the snake's body, forming a strange pattern. However, the snake was bound. And even my dog did something. With acceleration, he flew into the face of a bound snake with his paw. She clearly didn't like this blow. The girl screamed. What kind of skill is this? Shame on you. She was almost burning with blush. Facepum. It's not my fault that they don't have normal skills. But it seems to have worked. Do you think these two animals can fight against my 5th grade snake? Chet of pervert, I'll show you how powerful I am. After these words, she folded the seal. And then the snake was covered with red flames. The flaming scales skill. Rapid friction increases the temperature and thereby ignites the scales. In a few moments, all the vines were burned. And the creeper monster was defeated. And a moment later, my dog was knocked out. Right on the local stone. That's all. I'm next. The snake was eerily staring right at me. You don't have any pets left, you can't fight anymore. Grab him. The snake rushed straight at me. Opening her mouth, she attacked. Fortunately, I managed to react and grab the jaws. But still the kick was too strong. So I was thrown right into the pond that was nearby. Falling to the bottom, I was thinking. Damn it. Without a pet, I have no chance of winning this fight. What to do? Suddenly, I saw something. Something that will change this fight in my direction. Is it really him? The girl and the snake were waiting for me to surface. You won't die so easily, you little lecher, I haven't played enough with you yet. Floating to the surface, there was another magical light near me. What? Do you have another pet? Is it really? Lake catfish? Ahahaha. Have you seriously tamed a lake catfish? Are you completely desperate? What a stupid thing to do. Haven't you heard the old story about catfish? What story? I asked in surprise. Once upon a time, these catfish were famous pets. A master from Lingxiao temple raised an invincible giant catfish named Kun. At some point it became a craze. But alas and ah. A year ago, this catfish got out of control and devoured its owner. They began to call him the beast that devoured his master. The coalition issued an order to exterminate these pets, and for some time, the entire continent was engaged in their destruction. Now they are almost all extinct. But this catfish lived in this pond. My brother hid its existence. Perhaps this catfish is the only one on the whole continent.